Welcome to Noosa Museum Historical Video Series, where we unearth some hidden gems from our region's colorful past. It's not an obvious association, the carefree image of the Noosa region and the dark chapters of our wartime history, but of course we weren't immune when the call came. From the spirited volunteers of the Great War to our Vietnam conscripts and on to our most recent engagement in Afghanistan, we paid in war service, we paid in tragedy. In 1915, a recruitment train known as the March to Freedom left Rockhampton, headed south. By the time it reached Nambour, stopping at stations throughout our region, there were over 2,000 men on board, headed for the Great Adventure, as the First World War was sometimes referred to. Some never returned. Visit any of the towns in our region and you may notice a war memorial, or a roll of honor, acknowledging the sacrifices made by families in our region during major conflicts. Noosa Museum hosts displays of wartime artifacts, as well as tributes to locals affected by war. From the very earliest days of the Great War, Queensland became a base for action in the Pacific Theatre, as recruits passed through our region. Within weeks of receiving a request from the British government to seize and destroy German wireless stations in the region, the Australian Naval and Military Expeditionary Force, AN and MEF, had been formed, trained at Palm Island and shipped out, destination German New Guinea. Another unit, the Kennedy Regiment, mainly comprised of Queenslanders, attempted to join the fray. Most ended up stranded by a strike on the civilian ship, Kanauna, in Port Moresby. The ship's stokers argued they hadn't signed up for war duty. This probably played a part in later decisions to send many of our troops to Europe and the Middle East, but Australia's first casualty of the Great War was not at Gallipoli but in German New Guinea, when able seaman Billy Williams died at the Battle of Beta Parker, near Rabaul. During World War II, a gunnery range, in the coastal strip just south of Noosa, left a legacy of unexploded ordnance, UXO, in what was then open heathland. Despite the passing of decades since, these wartime relics can become a deadly hazard if disturbed. Development approvals in this area sometimes include a requirement for UXO clearance. If you haven't already discovered the museum's YouTube channel, where there's a whole lot more videos, our website has a link to it. You can find out more at noosamuseum.org, or on the Facebook page, Noosa Shire Museum.